All right, what's happening, everybody? We are gonna do something today. Hopefully this helps somebody out. So, small block Chevrolet, old school deal, replacing valve seals, okay? So what's happening is, car sits, probably been sitting for a long time before this guy bought it. And he's driving it, and in the morning, whatever, first startup, right, look. Okay, that's, if you could see it, had shiny, greasy, right? So it's burning oil. First thing is, make sure the oil's full, so it's down 1.5 quarts of oil. I'm gonna show you how to do valve seals. Small block Chevrolet. So first thing you're gonna need, obviously you need seals. Put a fresh set of spark plugs in it. You're gonna need, in a compression style gauge, you can buy the gauges wherever. You're gonna need that with that. Okay, that's gonna hook onto your air. So what happens is you take the spark plugs out, pull all the plugs out of everywhere, take the valve cover off. You're gonna take the spark plug out. You're gonna put this in the spark plug place. We're gonna start with the first hole. All right, we're gonna start here and work our way around. And what happens is you put this in, you hook your air hose, the compressor up to this side, and what it does is it pushes down the cylinder. You make sure the valves are shut, and as you're turning the motor over, the two valves will stay closed, right? And then you'll be able to take the rockers off, take the spring retainer, the spring, and then you change the seal with a little sleeve. I'll show you how to do that. You put it back together, readjust the valve, and go on. So I'll show you how to do all that step by step. I'm probably going to show you like 1 or 2 of them because it's a long process. It's the same thing every time. But I'll show you what we do. All right. So some of these spark plugs, the way the headers are set up, if you use one of these wrenches, 5/8, depending on the spark plug, if you're going to use these kind of what do they call, head hugger style headers, most of these hot rods have them. Better off using one of these wrenches. You just get this on the plug, loosen it up because it's so hard to get to the plugs. And then the other thing is use the little mini plugs if you can. I'm going to check these and see what size and what heat range these are. Probably going to put a one size hotter heat range in these, only because they don't drive it enough. All right, so I'm going to put you on time lapse, take all that apart, take the valve covers off, get all that done, and then I'll show you the next step. All right, so we got all the plugs out. Look at this. That thing's all oil filled. Okay, show you like that. Let's see. That's an oil fouled plug. Okay, so this whole side and 2 on that side were the same thing. The only 2 that were clean were the 2 on the end. So clean meaning they weren't caked up like that. They're still bad, but not like that. So all that's off. Valve covers are off. Plugs are out. So I'm going to start back on this side. And this is what the procedure is. So we're going to put this in here. Right? It's going to be number 1. We're going to hook the air line up to this and leave it on there. When I hook the air line up, you're going to see the engine try spinning over, and then it'll stop. When the piston's all the way down, the valves are shut. All right? Let me get the air. All right, so first thing you're going to do, get these up to close to top dead center. you're gonna take the rockers off. I'm gonna do these one at a time. So take the rocker off. Put that there. Carefully remove the push rod. Same thing with the other one. So you're going to do one cylinder at a time, basically, right? So like that. Push rod, right? Intake, exhaust. Now you're going to pump the cylinder up with air. Now you know that that piston probably went all the way down, most likely. The valves are seated shut. So, one thing real quick, I'll show you what to do next. All right, so you need the compressor running. You can hear it in the background, making sure it stays charged. You're going to need one of these tools. Valve spring remover, right? This is a general valve spring removal. You're going to need a little magnet. You might need a little pick. And you need the Italian wrench. So this, what you do is you're going to tap the side of this retainer like that. You'll hear it. That loosens up the lock. Put your valve spring tool in there. Try to orient it so it's in a flat spot like that. Right. Let me show you what it looks like that. Right, you're pushing down on that. These are the little locks. And you're going to get your little magnet and pull them out. I can do it. Let me see if I can do it with one hand. All right. Well, basically, I'm gonna push down on this. I'm gonna push down on this and then grab it with the magnet. All right, your magnet gets the two retainers out, and then you pull this up like that, nice and easy. And we take a look at the seal and see if the seals are busted. Now this one doesn't look too bad. Alright, so what happens is they dry up and then they don't seal anything anymore. No play. No, those are the seals. They're kind of hard, so that's what happens. They get hard, they dry up, oil, whatever, and then they go bad. So now what we do is we put the new seal on it, put the little O-ring in there, put the spring back on, go to the next one. All right, so on some of these small blocks, they use two seals. So we got the umbrella style, and then you got this O-ring, okay? So
some use one, some use the other, some use both. This one uses both.
So this slides on to the second groove, and that second groove down, just like that, okay? And then the locks go here. Okay, you put this back on, right? Careful not to mess nothing up. There you go, just like that. And you drop the lock back in place. Like that. Yep. that. Alright. Pull up on it, make sure they're locked. Loosen your clamp tool back off. Alright. Now it's on. You take your little hammer. Make sure. Okay. And then make sure that thing is seated. Okay. Go to the next one.
Oh, you do that one, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this one. So, go down. Make sure you got it clamped enough where it's gonna pick up enough meat like that. Alright, try to center that. Okay. What did I forget to do? I forgot to bang it, so it loosens the lock up. Take that. Okay, now the lock's loosened up. And then we put the tool back on it. Pull that up. And you watch it do that sometimes. That's why you gotta make sure the air is always going.
Because if not, you drop it.
Yeah, you drop a valve in there. Alright, see. Catch it on. Catch that one.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, now you're pushing down. Alright. With your magnet.
Okay, give me that one.
Take that one.
Hang on.
And two. Okay, and get your locks off. Carefully take that off. And set that aside so it don't go shooting across the room. And you could see how that's, if you look real close, see how that's like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
See? It's all
Deteriorating.
they're hard. They get like, look up, see how thin that thing ain't doing nothing anymore. Same thing with this. This is no good either. They're hard as a rock. A lot of times you find all the little pieces laying in here. Alright, so one umbrella, one O-ring. You can see how much thicker this is. See how much thicker that is? Look at that.
Yeah.
So you just got to be real careful putting these on. I actually have like a little piece of sleeve that you could put over the valve.
Yeah, it's a little piece of thin plastic,
Yeah.
clear plastic.
If I feel that it won't go on, then I'm definitely going to go get that. Alright, that's that one. Put that back on, center that. You'll feel it drop in place like that.
Last one.
Put your little lock in there.
The locks only go one way.
Yep. So the locks look like that. Like a cone. Thin side goes down. Like that. Alright, now that one's, I don't think that one's in.
Well, it's locked, but no.
It's not.
But
Okay, so I'm
squeeze
just
it
going to
again.
squeeze it again and then it'll go down and lock. Gotta make sure that they lock down. And then there's all kinds of tools that you can use.
Yeah, no. It looks good.
Nope. Now it is. Okay. You gotta make sure it drops into the right spot. So now it's like that.
Give it a little tap
With
of
an
it.
Italian wrench. And that's it. Okay, they're in. That's one down. Now you can take the air out. Okay, you release your pressure. Move that into the next hole. And then this one, put your rocker back on. Alright, oop, sorry. Jumping ahead. And put your push rod in. Okay. Make sure it sits in the lifter. Make sure that one sits down in the lifter like that. Put your rocker on. Your ball fulcrum on. And you're locking up. Okay. Now these got to be adjusted.
I'll show
This
you
is
that
a
after.
hydraulic. So, go there. Now to get them close, we're just going to put them, because they're all the same. We're just going to get them close. And then we'll finish.
Let's see what those kind of look like.
Yeah.
Torque spec for this is yes.
Well, you want to get all the slack out and then 3/4 turns. Okay. And you just got to make sure that it's on, like that's the valve's already trying to open, so.
Right.
Now this one, the valve is,
Starting to kind of close. So.
yeah, this one's, okay, right there, right? That's, you got a little bit of lash right there. Take out all the play. Like that.
Yep.
And then 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now we're gonna bump the motor over till that goes down.
You want me to get in it?
Nope. One more. That started coming back up. Now you do that one. Now you got a lot of. Right there. And just make sure. Right there. Right there. That's no lash. And 1, 2, 3. That's it. Okay. Now we're gonna make that go down. And when that starts coming back up, we're just gonna recheck that. Yep.
Repeat that 7 more times.
Okay, same thing. Take this
Alright.
one off.
So
Go
you
to
guys
next
got the
one.
whole process. And then we'll show you how to adjust all the valves.
Well, there's nothing to adjust, really. You can adjust them when it's running.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
basically what happens, so I'll tell you right now, this way you don't have to wait.
alright.
So, when it's running, after you get this, I mean,
Basically set just that way.
99% of the time, I'm done with them. In the forest, sometimes something don't want to cooperate. You might get one clacking, so you just go back. Now you loosen, the motor's running, you loosen it real nice and slow, and you'll hear tuck, 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 tuck. And then you tighten it till the tuck, tuck, tuck. When the noise goes away, nice and slow, because when it's running, you got to be slow. You give it 3/4 turns, and you're done. It makes a mess because you got oil flying everywhere. Okay.
Hopefully this one will be good and we don't have to make a mess or nothing.
This will be fine. I've done these a million times. Right.
So we'll show you guys running to save you.
Same thing. Now you pump this one up, and then the cylinder goes down. You'll see all the other ones move, and these two will come up. Okay. You don't hear no leaks. That's a good sign. The valves ain't leaking anywhere. Okay.
We're doing these seals.
A lot of times you do this, and you hear shee 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 out the exhaust, up the intake. So this got a decent valve job in it. I don't know how old this motor is, but he said it's not.
Supposedly the build is...
Well, the build is old, but it don't have a lot of miles on it.
Right.
And that's why these valve seals are shot.
So
That's why these valve seals are no good.
it's like a tire. You don't even have to use it. The tread's brand new, but they'll still dry rot.
Alright. I need my little magnet. This magnet's like...
I got the little one.
This is like for a scrap iron place. Pick up steel with it. Okay.
I'll go get the little one. I got it in the drawer.
Okay, and here we go. Show you this one.
Show you one more.
And as hard as a rock.
Save you all the repetitive motions.
Yeah. And this one. Come on. Come on. Now, for whatever reason, yeah, see how thin that thing is? Like, this one ain't even as bad as the first two were horrible. And the first two are the ones that had the plugs. This is the second one. The first one was the one that was caked up with oil.
Oh my god.
That's the one you
That's
took
the
with
one I
you.
took to the store with me.
Right, so
Got new spark plugs for it. I got Autolite ones is what they had, so.
now keep one of these clamps with you, because you can always grab the valve if you got to stop the air for whatever reason, or you got to go to the bathroom in the middle of this. Okay, so you make sure this does not have any sharp. Right, so it doesn't cut this open. Nice and easy. Like so. And the phone keeps ringing.
Alright.
Put that on there, and that's it.
I'll stop this here. Okay.
All right, so we got all the seals all changed out. Those are all the old ones. Spark plugs are shot, and they were all mismatched. But everything's back together. Started it up. Runs nice. Everything's all set. So all we got to do now is basically change the oil. And, I hope you can see this plug. Look at these spark plugs. Oil fouling, oil fouling. All right. That thing was barely firing too. If you look at it close, it's gonna close the gap right up. All right, so everything's all set. Oil changed. Runs like a top. Get it back on the road. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that helps somebody how to do those. All right, talk to you later.